Hey guys, I want to do a real quick, just basic introduction to the backend network's latency and order flow for the stock market. And the reason I think this is important is I've been following AMC closely for, I guess really since January, as many others have. But this is true for any stock ticker. This is not just AMC. This is for any stock ticker. I'm just going to go through the way that order flow works for retail. And to me, there's just some discrepancies and things that I hope that you will see what I'm trying to draw here on the whiteboard. How if you are as a retail, if there's like a race going on, we are the tortoise, okay? This is us, okay? I'm gonna draw a bad rabbit, but okay. I want you to think of retail as the tortoise and the rest of the market as the hare. And the reason I want you to think of that way is I want you to think in terms of, okay, this term latency is the arms race in the market, okay? Because latency, the definition of latency is we'll just say the time it takes okay, that's just a super basic definition of latency, is the amount of time it takes to accomplish a task. Say it takes me a second to pick up a phone, that's a task. It takes me a second to pick up a water bottle, that's a task, okay? And it's super important to always keep in mind the term latency when you think about order flow, okay? So we have milliseconds, and okay. So we got milliseconds, microseconds, and nanoseconds, okay? This is just some basic terms. This is okay. Okay. The rest of the market runs in this span. You and I are in here, okay? I'll give you this. Milliseconds are much slower than microseconds, or microseconds are much faster than a millisecond, and a nanosecond is much faster than microsecond, which is much faster than a millisecond. I want you to think in terms of speed. So now we're going to draw up an order flow chart. So we're going to draw Joe here. Okay. He's got an app on his phone. Okay. Joe places an order off of his app. He clicks a button. Okay. The app on his phone is hooked up to a little Wi-Fi router, you know, with a little Ethernet cable coming out of it. It's got some blinking lights. This Wi-Fi router could be anywhere, or it could be over 4G or 5G, okay? So the order coming from a phone or a laptop, okay, it's still going to use an app, okay? It's going to go to the broker at, say, 12 milliseconds, okay? I did a ping test off of, and ping is, a ping test is simply me saying, how long does it take to send a packet from my location to your location? What's the travel time and then it gives me a latency, which is typically was around 12 milliseconds. And I pinged Fidelity. Okay. I tried E-Trade, Robinhood, a couple other ones. They had ping turned off, which I wouldn't be surprised. I couldn't ping them. And I tried a couple of different addresses. A lot of the equipment probably has ping turned off. It's actually a service that they can turn off on the firewall so they won't receive ping. But I was at a ping Fidelity, and so from my laptop, I just did I just used, I have a Mac. I pulled up terminal, and you know, ping -t. I think I did 5, and then yes, ping space -t, I think 5. So that way it just pings 5 times, and then fidelity.com. Okay, and then and the reason I did that is so my order from here to the broker will take 12 milliseconds to reach the broker. From me clicking the button, that's how long it will take to get to the broker, okay? The broker now will go and initiate that order. Okay, there is a two-way street here. There's a send and a receive. Okay, so I initiate the order. Or, I mean, there could be a electronic, there's a couple other names. It's not just a market maker. It could go to electronic trading pool. It could go to where everything's automated. But either way, it's going to go, the order's going to go to some form of a market maker. It's all computerized, but there's a couple other different, I'm blanking out on the name of it, I'll put it in there. But it's going to go to, either way, it's going to go to this pool, okay? We're going to think of it as a pool because it's not just a single entity. It's wherever this broker, it's whoever bought the order flow from this broker, okay? And it could have been, it could be any number of high frequency trading machines. It could go to any one of those, and basically it's going to go there, and then it's going to get a receive fulfillment. And I'll tell you right now, some of your brokers do not give you order fill receipts, okay? And that way you have no idea who filled your order, how fast it was, who did what. Every month they're supposed to go out and there's supposed to be they're supposed to report how good these order fills were, and it's really for this National Best Bid and Offer Server, which all of these books that have a bid and ask on them, they're all supposed to report their best bid and their best ask. Okay. And the other thing is we're talking about is 12 milliseconds on average. It might be more or less from depending on what kind of a pipe you have. I'm out here in the middle of nowhere, so 12 milliseconds. It could be 1 or 2 for some of you. But the broker to the market maker is not running in milliseconds. Okay, they're running in microseconds. Okay, that's what this pipe is running at right here. This send and receive side is in microseconds. Okay, the internal networks of the market makers, electronic trading pools, any of these guys right here, they run in nanoseconds. And how they do that is the back-end networks run on what's called an FPGA, or Field Programmable Gate Array. It's not software that's handling your orders, it's hardware. And that hardware is blazing fast. And the reason I want you to think about is if your order comes in from a broker, or from your app to the broker is running a pipe to all these different market makers, whether they're in Chicago or New York or New Jersey. This is the tortoise, okay? This is the hare. This is the rabbit for this section. I know this is really confusing. I'm about to wipe it all out. These guys, this might as well be okay, this is the lightning bolt. Okay? And the reason I'm telling you this is because these guys run so fast. The order that comes in here, by the time it leaves the broker, they can see it. And that is why a market maker has ultimate advantage. And that's what the big discrepancy and the big uproar about dark fibers were, is they can see your orders because of how fast their network runs compared to everybody else's. And when you start to think about it that way, I know this is a big mess. But it's just simply, if Johnny here fires a BB gun, okay, and that BB gun's flying at 500 FPS. Well, to Johnny, that BB might hit its target on the paper pretty quick, okay? But that's to Johnny's, you know, that's to Johnny, okay? But what if Billy over here he has a camera? Okay? Okay? That high-speed camera can slow things down so that the perception of that BB flying through the air is now really slow. I mean, it is like, and that's why I used to love watching the slow-mo guys or whatever, because they take something that was really, really fast and they can slow it down. And that's all that this is these market makers, they're standing over here with their high-speed camera watching your order come in, and it's like, it's just barely moving to them. That's because that's how fast their networks are running. The reason I'm telling you all that is okay, they can see everything and they can plan for anything because of that, because of the distinct advantage that they have with the network back end that they have. And that's why there's such a rush for this term. Okay? Guys, I hope this was helpful. A little bit about order flow, a little bit about latency, but you know, to think that retail has a lot of it, you know, any advantage or anything, or that the algorithms that they run at that particular moment might not be the same when they get a big order that they see coming in. You know, the possibilities are now limitless because the market makers have a distinct advantage because of how they see things. If you guys have any questions or comments, please respond below, and I appreciate your time. Thanks.